Key Boss, Key So Yummy. I got a few names out there, but yeah, those of you know me know. I already know who I am. Those of you who don't, you should go get to know who I am. Come get to know who I am. But I want to just bring to the table today. It's time to bring it to the table. My story of dating a person offline, and I thought it was the best thing that ever happened to me at the beginning. I really did. I was asked to be married to, and all of that. And then I found out something about him that just was traumatizing. Like, traumatizing. Okay, so I was started streaming on the app called Tag on about around May 2022. I started streaming on the app, meeting new people, just networking, vibing, chilling, doing my thing, whatever. And this guy started coming in my life, and he wouldn't say too much, but he'll speak, he'll throw down a little bit, do his little thing, just a little, not a lot. He was like, you should come to my live sometime. He was like, I'm an artist, I do this, I do that, or whatever. So I'm like, okay. And now he said I do tattoos. That's what probably caught me to go to his live and check him out. He was like, he do tattoos. And I had just moved to Texas. I had been here probably a year. I was freshly here. But I had just moved to Texas, and so I was like, okay, I know I fuck with the tattoos. Of course, maybe you could do some work on me. Whatever. So bam, I end up starting to go to his live. I started going to his stream. I see that he's like, he chill, he cool, he probably drawing, or he probably just sitting there smoking. He not saying too much. He just chilling. Like, I liked it. I liked that he wasn't doing too much. So we talked, we exchanged numbers. We end up exchanging numbers, talking, FaceTime calls, all that, just, pretty much getting to know each other on the app. I mean, verbally, like on the phone. So I had, it was a holiday coming up or something, and I was like, shit, what you doing? What's today? He was like, what you doing? I was like, I ain't doing shit, I ain't got no plans, I ain't got nobody here with the boo. So he was like, you want to pull up? He was like, he got it. The car not working right now. With the boo. I was like, okay. I pulled up, but I'm like, what we gonna eat? Because I like food. So I'm like, what we gonna eat? And I'm like, never mind. I'll take care of that. So I'm the type of woman, like, I like chill, laid back stuff. We ain't always got to go out. I've already been did a lot of everything. It's cool to go out. I would prefer to go out first date, but I did that a little different. Like, I whipped down on a nigga, like, woo, whipped down on him with some lamb chops, lobster tail, baked potato. We just, did it up. He was with his mom lived with his mom in a little condominium, little private pool and jacuzzi area, all that. So we grilled out, all that. I brought my bathing suit, we chilled, kicked it hard. It was a vibe, like, it was like an instant connection type stuff. So instant that I slept with him. But before I slept with him, I had been like going through his phone already. The first few days we was together, I was going through his phone. Like, he was talking to some chicks or whatever. He had some chicks he had to cut off. I was like, you can't, deal with nobody else if you gonna deal with me. He like, I don't with it. He was like, I ain't talking about nothing anyway. Like, he was ready with the move. Like, we was so transparent. Like, I thought we was so transparent. Like, for real. Yeah, so he kind of like, I feel like he like tricked me. Like, everything was just so perfect, y'all. Y'all think, and I'm not talking about perfect. Like, he was the perfect nigga. He had money, all that. No, none of that. He had to get a job, and he was trying to get a job. You rarely see stuff like that in men, right? So he like was getting up. We was going to get him little clothes from Ross, little stuff putting together, make sure he got something nice to wear to an interview. He getting up, he emailing, they emailing him back. He in all type of staffing stuff, all that. So this, I could say that I was with him when he was didn't have nothing. We started from the bottom. Like, I had everything. I had a place to stay, and I had a vehicle. I had everything I need. What I needed, I had everything I need. I've always had everything I needed. Okay, if you know, you know. So he ain't had no license. He didn't have nothing going on with his credit. He hadn't even used his credit. Had nothing on his credit type shit. He wasn't even in the system. Like, I'm making phone calls off the rip. I'm making sure. Oh, the food was great, by the way. The food was very good, and in this almost kind of way in my drawers, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, the food was fine. Shit. And so y'all, so he doing, I see him, getting up every day trying, we going to get a license. He taking the test. I'm like, you gotta do this, you gotta have license and insurance to drive my whip, while you go look for a job, you know what I'm saying? So the car he had was his dad's old vehicle. He left him. So we like just dating, and we just taking care of business, though. It really wasn't a lot of like dates going on right then, but we would go out. We would go out and hang out. He would always say, we did everything on the list today, we should go hang out. He, was that type, and then he'd be like, he always held the doors. It was just like, y'all, like, okay, so bam, this September. All this happened in September. We getting licensed together. We like, everything good. I think we even went out of town or something, like, at the end of September. I don't know, like, a lot happened in September. Stuff moved fast, quick and fast, okay? So, October came. It was like a long, iffy month or whatever. He got a job in October. I can recall he got a job. So September, I paid everything. I paid everything like I normally do. And I think I paid everything in October too, because he didn't have a job at the beginning of October. So I paid the bills. I paid the bills and everything. So he got the job, and then he was like, we were so excited, really excited about it or whatever. And he got a job like at Bed Bath and Body Works or something, a warehouse, paying like $25. He got like a manager's position or whatever. So everything good, everything fine. Mind you, let me rewind a little bit. It was just me and my dog. It was just me and Mocha. Everybody know Mocha is my baby. Mocha, it was just me and her at the beginning in September 2022 when I met him. It was just me and my dog. I'm very peaceful. I'm a loner. I'm not with the confrontation no more. I'm not who I used to be, but I'm who I am. So yeah, if you know, that's one of them too. But I'm not on that no more. Like, I'm not on that shit. So I'm real cool. Like, I'm real cool on shit. So yeah, I just remember that my dog did exist, and she was alive and well September 2022 when I met this guy. Like I said, October was fine. He had got a job. He started paying the bills in November, as a matter of fact. November. And he's waiting on a lawsuit in the process. He got hit by a Coca-Cola truck driver. And so he was, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was getting like money off his advances, but he wouldn't get a lot. He would just get something to like pay something so we could still have some extra cash or something like that. Now, mind you, I'm a hustler. I always get my own money. So I had money. I had my own money. Regardless, I had my own money. So if he did fall short or he couldn't do something, it still got done. We never went without. So that means you would think that the home is supposed to be peaceful. You would think that, oh, this couple here, you would look at us and tell, like, you would think that everything is just gravy and perfect. And then everything changed. How I found out. Okay, so October was going cool. It was all right, but not really. It was like bittersweet. Like he got a job. He started working. We still there was a lot of arguing going on, just arguing, just arguing, y'all. Like we argued over everything, and I did not understand it. We always had what we needed, even what we wanted, like regardless, like because even though he took on the rent and started paying the rent closer to November, he was paying the rent by November. I still make money. I'm a hustler, baby. You know, we always good. So it's like we did a lot of fighting. That's when the fighting started. He had tried to bite my nose off in a fight, y'all. He had his top teeth right here and his bottom teeth and my piercing and under my lip. Like for real, it was violent. But I used to fight his ass back. I used to put marks on him too. Like this shit was just so fucking. It began to be so toxic. And but so like we would go out like I'm gonna tell y'all a little example. We went out of town and we was in a car arguing. We was in Houston. I mean, it was in Texas, whatever they little beach. They got a little beach or whatever. We had been a few places in October. We went to Chicago. I introduced him to he met my grandfather. And by the way, my grandfather was sick the day I got a phone call. My grandfather had been rushed to the hospital the day I met him. So I was very sad, and he knew my grandfather off the rip because of that situation. Like I'm real sensitive about my grandfathers, both of them. I'm a granddad's girl, and so we went to Chicago, met my grandfather, and like we had did a lot already in October, you know. But the fight we had in Texas at the beach, I mean, like after we had left the beach, he pulled my wig off. He hit me, y'all. He hit me with. He always wear these big ass rings. Like he always wore some rings on his finger. Even I don't know why he always had that. He always like he wanted to be flashy, but he hadn't had the money yet to be the flashy that he wanted to that he really turned out to be. But anyway, he had this ring on his finger and he hit me so hard in my eye so fast. He hit me so hard. He said he didn't even hit me. He said I ain't hit you. Every time I was like my eye turned black damn near immediately. Like it was so crazy. Like we was out of town, like, and I put makeup on the next day and we went out like when didn't happen. Like that shit was so toxic. It got kind of crazy. And also, in October, we was riding down the street, like went to the store, and we was headed back home from the store, and his phone had rung, and he answered the phone, and they didn't say nothing. They hung up, and he was like, "Babe, call this number from your phone." So he gave me the number. And I put the number on, in my phone. I dialed it, and they didn't answer. So we was about to go home and do our little regular little one too. We about to cook. We about to watch a movie. We about to smash all that old shit. So I right before we getting about to hunch, the goddamn phone rung. My phone rung. The number called my phone back, and I answered the phone, and I was like, yeah, you had called my dude phone, and I said hello. She like the queer was like, yo dude, he went your dude last week when he was effing me. And I'm like, what? And I heard a girl in the background, a female voice in the background, is like telling him what to say. And I'm like, that was kind of hard to believe, but Devin was right here in front of me. And he looking at me like, what? Who is it? Like, what? He just, and like, what is it? I'm like, it's a dude. Like, it's a sweet man on the phone. He like, what they saying? Like, he talking. I'm trying to listen to the background. I'm trying to listen to him, the dude. And I kind of got upset, and I was like, chill, I got these. And I'm like, let me talk to him. I'm trying to see what he's saying, you know? And he like, yeah, I F'd your dude last week. And he's like, he pulled up on me. I'm like, what? I'm like, he pulled up. Who he pulled up on you in? He hung up the phone. So we got into it. But it was like, I kind of believe that it was a girl telling him what to do. Remember I said he had some crazy females that was like bothering him because that he had moved on and started messing with me. So it's like, I know I heard a female. Like, it could have been one of them mad ass woes, sitting they sweet man friend to, break us up. This what this what I got out of it. And, I tried to leave it at that, but I didn't leave it at that. I did, but I didn't. I left it at that at the time, but later on it was brought back into play. So just remember that. So one of the girls that he used to talk to that he cut off, actually she would not stop. Like, she went as far as putting a paper with some dog shit on the damn porch. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like, all that was wrong. Like, it was a lot. But through it all, we were still going to church. We had started going to church. We started going to TD Jakes' church, as a matter of fact. So we going to church. Like, he would have an attitude sometimes, and it'd be like, I can't get the word all the way. Like, I can't. Like, I'm listening, but I can't get the word all the way. It's because he beside me. I got out of there because he was beside me. I realized that God, he's jealous. I was like all up in tune with this man, and even though I was coming to church, I wasn't all in tune with him when he was beside me. And like, God he worked his way. He worked his way in their relationship to show me some things that I wouldn't have never really been paying attention to, because I was distracted by all the good things, all the sweet things. He would bring roses, just randomly bring flowers. I like stuff like that. And, he would bring money in the house. He was, doing his part. He was a good cook. He was being good to me at the same time. But when you fight demons and you got stuff going on in your head that you can't figure out, it's hard to keep that image up, and you trying to get it out of you, and you getting it out violently. You putting your hands on me, like, you also know what I've been through. You know me. Like, you didn't got to know who I am. You know where these scars come from. Like, I'm a special person. I'm not nothing to be played with, and you was playing with me, and that's why he started having a hard time. Like, Devin couldn't control himself no more. Like, shit got real ugly. Started getting, when he bit my nose, like, I was like, oh, hell no. Like, what the fuck wrong with you? Like, who does that? I'm trying to, emotions just running wild, like, real talk. So that was like most of October. What else happened in October? We did Halloween. We actually had a run-in at Halloween, y'all. Walking down the street after we left the little place we went to, a lady and a dude sitting in the car, and the woman asked me what's something to do. They wasn't from here. I'm trying to tell her what's something to do and shit. And man, y'all, the dude in the back seat, he just drooling over me. He just standing there. He just sitting there, like, giving all type of gestures and shit. And I swear to God, when we walked off, like, Devin snatched my arm off. And he just was like going off. Like, he was so mad that the man was making gestures at me like I had done something. I was like, this shit crazy. But and then after Halloween, November 1st came. And now I come back and let y'all know what happened on November 1st. It was hard. But I'm gonna tell y'all what happened November 1st. Okay, so y'all, they part 3 of how I found out. Okay, so November 2nd, my mom and my daughter and my mom's friend was coming to Texas to visit. Okay, so they was gonna be there, and I had an itinerary. I had stuff for us to do, things I wanted to take them to, show them all type of shows. We just was gonna be out, whatever. But November 1st, y'all, I don't know what me and Devin was arguing about, but we was arguing, and we probably, I'm gonna tell you, 9 times out of 10, we was probably arguing because his mama and him used to go like back and forth like through me. Like he don't treat his mom right. Like he can't stand his mom. Like to this day he doesn't talk to his mom. But at this time they were like going back and forth with the talking because I wanted him to have a relationship with his mom, you know. Like I wasn't trying to come between it. But he was just like so mean to her, like extra mean, like holding so much stuff on the inside about however his childhood went or whatever she said about his dad, and his dad was deceased, and he would hold over her head like she didn't deal with him as well. Like it was just a lot of back and forth mommy and son issues that I had nothing to do with. But I was in it, like, and obviously. But we was arguing over something. It was so heated, and I know like when I get really mad and real angry, like I just leave. I like to leave because I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to hurt the person that I love, and you know I'm trying to watch my mouth, and I'll just leave because I need to go think about what's going on. I need to go think about before I react. So I always used to leave. And every time I used to leave, I used to always take Mocha with me. I was like, Mocha, come on, Mocha. I just said, and just jump up and I headed to the door this particular day. And I headed to the door, and I'm finna go, start grabbing my stuff. I head to the door, he's yelling so loud, like his voice overpowered my voice. And he make himself even louder, and he make faces, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot, like, I'm not finna try to. I had got so tired of becoming hoarse. My voice gone after arguing with him for so long and trying to get louder than him, and I can't do that. It's impossible. I was leaving, and I told my dog, I said, Mocha, come on, and I kind of flipped out and forgot that I told her to come on, and I was going to the door, and I opened the door, and he was coming behind me, and I totally forgot I told Mocha to come on, and he was coming behind. When I seen him coming behind me, I closed the door, and Mocha was in the door, and yeah, that's how Mocha died. Nobody know how Mocha died. A lot of people don't know, just finding out. I was ready to say it. Now I guess I don't have a choice. But that was one of the worst things that ever happened to me. Me losing Mocha. Everybody know Mocha. Nobody knew how, because I never really said how. I just said it was an accident. Yeah, I killed my baby. His spirit was not right. He should have never been around me and my baby. We was at peace. We were peaceful. I let this dramified man come into our life, and then my baby is no more. I never forgive myself for allowing him to come into my life and take me. And then I don't got my baby no more. That's what I should have had her out of all things after the relationship. I ain't even have her. So anyway, y'all, but I stayed up every night. He stayed up with me every night. I cried every night. I couldn't sleep without my baby. I needed my baby. My mom came the next day. It was just sad. It was just, the whole situation was just sad. It was just sad. Like, and if when nobody hurt, I was hurt. I'm hurting. I still hurt. I'm still upset about it. So, anywho, my mom, my daughter, I tried to make the best of that trip. try to do stuff to just kind of take out my mind, especially off of what was going on in my life right then. I told her to still come. Like, I don't know. I needed to see my mom. Like, and then so that we had did a candlelight for Mocha. His mom came. My mom was there. We met each other. They met each one another. My mom met Devin and his mom, and vice versa. And we had dinner and all that. We tried to make the best of it. And the trip, and once it was over, or whatever, so we went back to normal, arguing, same old stuff. But it was some good days and some bad days. I don't know, like we'll be out and about, and I'm telling you, like, it'll just be an argument. It'll just be an argument. Perfect example. We was out one night. We got dressed up. He told me to get dressed up. We got dressed up a little bit. We got cute and went out, and we was enjoying ourselves. And then this guy came up taking pictures, and he was like, "Yeah, my pictures 3 for $25." And he took our pictures, and they were nice. And so we looking at the pictures, and I was like, "You would do us 2 for 15?" Devin looked at me and said, "Didn't you hear him say 3 for 25?" I said, "Yeah, baby, I'm just trying to see if he'll go down and do us 2 for 15. I'm a bargainer. Like, I wanna like try to talk a nigga down. I'm a finesse. I'm trying to, don't y'all know that man went against the grain, like, drastically. He talked so crazy to me in front of everybody. Everybody, not only him, the man that we was dealing with, everybody. He made a whole scene about it. The man said what he said. I said, I didn't hear what he said. I'm just asking him, can we get 2 for 15? And I said, why are you going against what I'm saying? I'm trying to get a cheaper price because we don't need all these pictures. They all kind of look the same. Like, he was like, nah, and she ain't talking about shit. Here, bro, let me get your bread. Like, like I was a stranger. Like I was a op. Like, we didn't come together. Like, that's how he was treating me out in public. Like, it was terrible. It was something terrible, y'all. And on the way home, when he was driving so reckless, like he finna try to kill us or something. Like, so fucking crazy. So crazy. It was just like all this shit just sound like a damn nightmare. Never know what you're dealing with. Never know what you're sleeping with. His mom had got sick. We had needed her to watch. Matter of fact, okay, bam. He ended up getting me a new. I ended up getting me a new fairy animal, fairy baby. Her name is Bree, but we ended up getting her like a week or two, not even a whole 7 days. I think I had another dog. He was supposed to pay for her, but he didn't. He made a few payments. I ended up paying for her. Actually, another guy ended up paying for her and paying her off. But we had Bree. And, like, Bree was our baby, and then we had to find somebody to watch Bree when it was time to go, all that other stuff. So he had asked his mom to watch her, but he really wasn't talking to her at the time. And I had asked his mom to watch her, but we had went to the grocery store before. She told me she was sick, but she said I'll watch her. So, but her voice was gone almost, and we had went to the store, and he had picked up some soup, and I grabbed some soup too, but a different kind. And we went over to her house. We was dropping Bree off. We asking her to do us a favor, and I was taking her some soup. I got a few things of the soup out the truck, and took him in to her. And y'all, don't you know that when I gave her that soup, that man said, what you give her my soup for? I said, that's your soup? I just thought we was buying soup. I thought we was buying some soup for your mama. She's sick. He said, that's my motherfucking soup. He said, no, you don't give her my fucking soup. That's my soup. I said, we can go, I'll get you another one. I said, I'm giving her the soup. Why you don't want to give her no soup? She's sick. Like, he was so mean and evil to his mama. He did not give a fuck that she was sick, okay? That was a cute for me. That was it for me. Part 4 on the way. But yeah, y'all. Tough. Hey guys, good evening. I want to continue with part 4, but before I continue with part 4, I want to address the negativity in my freaking room. No, I don't tell stories. No one is trained how to tell a fucking story. Nobody taught me that in school. But I do know I'm getting to it on my own time when I feel like saying something. If I got to piggyback on something that I forgot, I'm going to tell you that too. You just need to catch up. You need to catch up. You need to read when it say part 1, part 2, part 3, and so on and so forth. Then maybe you can get the picture of what's going on. And if you can't catch on, maybe you're illiterate and maybe you need to go read a real book and see if you can catch on with the settings of what's going on in the content, okay? This ain't no damn table of content. Ain't nobody teach me this. So I'm getting to it. How I found out. Part 4. Okay. So we already talked about me losing Mocha. My mom and them trip to Texas and everything, how that went. And so November was November. We did Thanksgiving. It was my first time in the kitchen with my significant other doing Thanksgiving, you know, and us making dinner for ourselves and all that. So that was cool, whatever. Still was fighting, still was arguing. I ain't gonna say too much fighting. We didn't do just that much fighting, but the fights we did have were like violent as hell, like to the point I had shot at him. We shot the gun, tussling over a gun, like it had got real bad. So December came. December was cool. I don't know what happened. I don't think we went on no trips or nothing in December, but we was just here maybe going to places in the city. That's what we was doing in December. We had his nieces and nephews, which was his brother kids that his mom or him hadn't seen in a long time. We had them over to our crib. We cooked for them. We had them for a few days. We took them places, bought them things, all that. He was acting kind of normal, but I still felt like the money was gonna be a problem. But we also we was watching like videos of how to, you know, what to do with your money if you got a lump sum of money, like, you know, how to buy a house, how to get into that, how to get into flipping the Airbnbs and all that. So we was watching all these videos and you know, he all we and, you know, babe, we doing this, we gonna do that. Everything was like that still in December. Christmas came. We had a good Christmas. We exchanged gifts. He went into debt. He wanted to give me everything that I asked for or had saw or looked at or anything. Like, it was just crazy. But the whole time, like, it was exciting for me too because I had never like exchanged gifts with my significant other. I'd just be the one buying all the kids something like that. So yeah, he got me everything I wanted. We got each other a lot of gifts. I used to always buy him stuff anyway. I used to spoil him basically. He used to spoil me too, but I used to buy him stuff all the time on the regular. After Christmas, one of his little cousin's birthday is December 29th, and I thought we was just taking her out for her birthday. Well, we was already going out, and he like invited her, and I thought that, you know, we was just finna celebrate her birthday. Woo. We sitting at the table. His cousin goes, well, the people was real friendly at the place we went to. Like, but come to find out, he had planned all this or whatever. So they were real friendly to me. They were real nice. And his little cousin went to the restroom. And I just remember sitting there, and a lot of people come from the back, and they got a plate of ice cream, and they got like sparkles, and they got roses on the plate. And I was just confused because I thought he had bought a bottle or something for his cousin. I really didn't know what was going on. I was like, well, we got a bottle, you know. And then he just drops on his knees and he proposes, and all these people is looking at me and him, and cameras out and lights on, like lights, camera, action, like literally going on at this restaurant. And I'm the center of attention. I'm like, I'm confused. And he like, will you marry? He like read the plate. I never read the plate. It said, will you marry me? So of course I'm like, yeah, like yes, hell yeah, like uh yeah. And I get up and we hug and kiss and blah blah all that, and everybody just happy, congratulating me, taking pictures, my ring. I'm like, oh my God. And he continues to say that this ring is a 3-carat ring. He just like, yeah, I put 3 carats on her finger, nigga, and whoop de woo, all in the videos, and he out talking a lot of stuff. And I called my mom, like, Mom, I got engaged. And she like, I knew. He asked me, and I'm like, you talked to my mama? And she had already saw the ring and all that. Mind you, my mom just on the phone. She's in Tennessee, and we here, and you know, I didn't feel like she was excited enough, but I didn't pick it up. I was so excited that I didn't care who wasn't excited for me, type shit at the time. So his cousin come out the bathroom, and I'm like, yeah, he proposed. She like, oh, and she gets excited, and everybody happy, and woo the woo. And I guess he had already talked to his auntie in the room, and I guess told his cousin or whatever. Everybody knew what was going on except me, basically what I'm trying to say. So he proposed, and there was like, I did want to be married at first, and I was oh yeah, I want to get married on this perfect timing, and I know God ain't sent this, like this too perfect. It was like too perfect, but it was fast. Like I said, it was really fast. Everything was moving fast. That's us being together 3 months, 4 months, and I'm asking to be married. 3 months. 2. I'm asking to be married to. I'm being proposed to. Whatever. But so it's like the arguing and stuff, like it didn't stop. Like it didn't stop. It was just continuously nagging. Like we was giving Brie a bath, the new dog was giving Brie a bath, and I had ran the water, and we was finna give her first bath together, and I could remember like us arguing over the water, the temperature of the water. He was like, it's too cold. I'm like, no, it's warm enough. It's warm enough. He like, no, it's not. And he buck his eyes real big, and he make these faces every time he get real mad. He used to get real mad over the smallest things. There was so many red flags, ladies. I'm not telling y'all this for y'all to judge me or judge him. It is what it is. But he was dead ass wrong for being with me, being with a woman, period. Okay? Because all the actions, all those the devil movements that he was making, like it was confusing because he was doing God too in the middle. It was confusing. He doing good and bad at the same time, and he battling with it. He don't know which way he want to go. Actually, that's what was going on. That's what I got out of it. So, like I said, we was going to church still. We did Christmas at church. Bree was at church Christmas. Okay, then January came. In the middle of January, I think he got put out again. I probably put him out. I don't know. It was something. He was like, in a minute, you ain't finna be able to put me out. He would say little stuff that made me think like, when he get this money, he gonna leave me. I already knew it in my head. It wasn't no doubt about it. Like it's not just my intuition. It's just like I'm going off your actions. It's not even what somebody talking to me on the inside telling me. You are acting like you about to roll. Like when you get your bag, like normal, like men do, or people do, women too, they forget who the fuck helped them when they was down. They forget about that. All that shit they said they was gonna do, through all that shit. Man, just do it like Nike. Don't talk about it, because this should be bullshit at the end of the day. But anywho, we'll be back with part 5 when I get ready. Y'all not about to rush me. So, y'all, I just want to do a little intermission between part 4 and part 5 for those of you who need to catch up. This is just a little intermission, just like telling you a little bit about me and him when we were at the beginning, dating. a little bit about myself is I'm hardcore. I'm a very strong woman. I'm independent. I always been on my own, and anybody I come in contact with in a relationship or situationship or anything, I'm gonna make sure they're good. I'm gonna make sure they're straight. And if I feel like I felt like at the time that was my person or whatever, I'm most definitely gonna go all in. I'm an all or nothing type person. You either we gonna deal with each other or we not. It ain't no half stepping. So that's why I go all in like I do, and that's why I have to be very, very careful about the people whose spirits around me and energy around me. And I thought I was being careful when I was dealing with this person, but he was not the person that he persuaded himself to be, especially not right now. Who he is right now, if you saw him, he wouldn't, that's not the kind of man that I was even attracted to at the time. He wasn't like that at first. So, like I said, he was more humble, more laid back, more observing than talking all the time. Like, it's totally different. So, through the time of him, I feel like he was trying to love me through trying to fight who he really was. So, that don't make him, what makes him a bad person with the lack of communication. What makes him is make it unforgivable because you were torturing me. Yeah, he was torturing me basically. Like all that being mean, talking over me, all that fighting me in his sleep. It was a lot of stuff that was going on that I couldn't get the understanding of why it was going on at the time. But we're going to come back with part 5, and I'm going to get more into depth about how I really found out, like putting 2 and 3 together.